everyone, welcome in. My name is Debs. I'm your host, also known as the Silenced Lesbian. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you also hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Now, that being said, let's just dive right into today's video. So, do you guys know about the GSA? Most of us know the GSA. The GSA was the Gay Straight Alliance. It was in our high schools. It was more about anti-bullying and making an alliance between the gays and the straights, and to make sure that we felt protected and seen. And more so, it was a social club. Let me be frank. Like, the GSA for us was just a social club where we can be ourselves and unmask. And it had a very, very unique purpose. Again, it was the purpose of the same-sex attracted person to have allegiance, that assimilation that us homosexuals like, right, in society, right, with the allegiance. Well, somewhere along the line, it became no longer the Gay Straight Alliance, y'all, and instead, the Gender Sexuality Alliance. And I said, wait, what is this? Hold on, what is this? Right, so of course, y'all know me, I gotta go in and check up the websites and see what's happening, right? So I popped into the website. When you click into that, let me tell y'all what it says when we go right to the website. We are a movement of TQ, 2S plus youth and allies devising freedom. Genders and Sexualities Alliance Network, GSA Network, is a next generation racial and gender justice organization that trains trans, queer, two-spirit, and allied youth leaders to organize an intersectional movement for safer schools and healthier communities. Y'all, when you first go onto the website, they point blank don't even talk about the gays. The LGB is gone. The straight's gone. We all just got the boot. What else is new? We say TQ2S instead of LGBTQ because considering our movement matters. TQ2S, trans, queer, two-spirit, holds all of us across and beyond all genders and sexualities. Trans and queer are reclaimed human superpowers and challenges the Western frameworks that have dominated queer liberation movements. I think it's funny that y'all care about the indigenous movement when y'all are literally colonizing our movement. They said, let us tell you why it is that we call ourselves the TQ2S and not the LGBTQISLMNOP, because the gays. So sad that the GSA network, which again was just a social club and an anti-bullying campaign to help homosexuals not have to be forced into the closet, is now all about nothing. It's all about a conglomerate of radical political ideologies. Now, when you go to the website here, you literally see protect trans kids, drag us freedom, leave the kid alone, enough is enough. Why does our school board seek to damage something? Blah, 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 blah. We're just pushing out little crazy little radicals, aren't we? Little indoctrinated little gays. Oh, they're not gays. Little indoctrinated little queers. Why are we not upset by this? This is crazy. This is absolutely about the GSA network. Let's hear their approach. We say Genders and Sexuality Alliance instead of Gay Straight Alliance because young people asked us to. They said, well, the little kids were throwing a tantrum and they wanted to feel included even though they weren't. So because they threw a tantrum, we said, all right, they can come in. The GSA network is youth rooted and follows the lead of our membership base. GSAs are spaces to explore identity, build solidarity, and practice the world we're creating together as we free ourselves from limited ways of thinking. Our language naturally evolves. We believe GSAs are political vehicles. More than safe spaces, GSAs are where young people build power, shift culture, and organize communities for justice. GSAs are laboratories for liberation. Any gatherings of TQ2S plus youth fighting for change is a GSA, whether in schools, libraries, parks, online or anywhere else. GSAs are political homes for the next generation of world leaders. So what you're trying to say is you're indoctrinating all the kids to have political ideologies and make all of this political. That's all it is political. So basically what's happened to this GSA network as well is, y'all aren't going to believe this. I hope you're sitting down. For those of you that are in my spaces on TikTok and have been following me a minute, know I often talk about this, but I just want to simply say, follow the money. We've been saying that. A lot of us have been saying follow the money, but it makes a lot more sense now why they've become this political queer movement and ideology. Because the same people funding it, like the Ford Foundation, Articus Foundation, Gill Foundation, Tides Foundation, all the same ones that were funding in the early 2000s for all the universities for queer identity and queer theory, they're funding the GSA networks. You can't make this stuff up, friends. I'm sorry, this is sad. This is sad that we allowed this to happen. We've just been completely erased. And this is just one of many. You look at PFLAG, right? Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. They don't give a about us anymore. All of their funding, all of their information is about queer and non-binary identities. GLAAD told us to F off too. $21 million of that funding that we gays and lesbians never seen. We've been erased, my dear friends. We have definitely been erased. And these organizations continue to show us that constantly. Like, you know, I miss when GSAs weren't politically driven or ways to indoctrinate your child. So I think we need a new campaign. We got to get GSAs out of schools. It's heartbreaking. I hate to say it, but it looks like we got a new mission on our hands. This is political ideology. They want to make little soldiers out of our kids. Little queer soldiers in the queer army of big pharma's pockets. Man, I'm telling you what, I'm not serving in that army, and neither are my kids, okay? We're not serving in any of the armies that they're building, okay, honey? Screws you. That being said, awaken your mind. Realize we're being indoctrinated. I mean, it's literally telling you all about radicalism. Just radical ideology. We're fucked. I'm sorry, Virginia. I know, listen, I'm sorry. I am. Thank you for thinking about us, Miss Virginia. Thank you so much. She was a teacher, and it was for the homosexuals because it was believed that the homosexual population was 10% at that time when they started Project 10. And then it became the Gay Straight Alliance. And then we let corporations take over and let our sexualities become these radical identities. You know, we got to break away from this crud. We got to break away and separate from these queers. We have to, listen to me. We got to do something, friends. We need to mobilize grassroots movements. I don't know. But we got to do something as more and more of us learn and grow and we dive in and we find out the information. We have to step up at some point. We have to create grassroots movements that make a difference and that make a change. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Tell me if this is a little effed up or is it just me? I just like it to go back to the way it was, y'all, before all this crap. Bye for now. And just remember, the silence ends here.